Imagine. Imagine being a salty game developer working on games that are created by Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Electronic Arts, who in my mind are not even AAA developers at this point. They look like scam artists in my own mind and in my own opinion that are basically selling $70 trash products that are a fraction of what the content was supposed to be at launch, riddled with bugs, glitches, etc., and then promising a year-long roadmap for players so the game is finally somewhat decent a year after the game came out. Imagine hating on developers that created Elden Ring, who at least created the game that has all of the content within the box, is only $60 instead of $70, and is overall a great gameplay experience. What's going on, everybody? Cryptix, and yeah, man, there's some salty game developers out there. We're going to jump into all of it. I know I'm a little late to the party, but before we do, don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy this type of content and you enjoy this type of commentary. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, of course, like every YouTuber says, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when I upload. Let's aim for 40 likes on this video. Let's get into it, man. So, if you guys don't know, there are other games out there competing for Game of the Year. In my opinion, I think Elden Ring is going to win just because, again, of the sheer content that this game has. Once you complete the game, there are literally hundreds of hours worth of side quests, content, and other stories that you can embark on. And I think that's just an amazing thing to see in a day and age where, again, game developers create trash products and then also promise a roadmap to players. Gamers are sick and tired of that type of cycle, all right? So if you guys don't know, Elden Ring's got like a 96 Metacritic score right now, which is extremely high, and I doubt there's going to be another game that can actually top it this year, which means it most likely will be Game of the Year, knock on wood, all right? Now, if you guys don't know, there are other games out there that are free roam, that do have great graphics, and I would even say a solid story, like Horizon Forbidden West. However, Horizon Forbidden West only has an 88 Metacritic score. Now, I know Metacritic scores aren't the be-all, end-all for Game of the Year, just contenders, but 8 points, and then on top of that, the user score just generally being pretty solid for both games. I'm pretty sure Elden Ring is going to take the cake because of the type of content that it has within it and just the hundreds of hours that you can spend playing this game, quite literally, all right? Now, for me personally, I love Elden Ring, and I actually have not been able to play the new Horizon. I played the old Horizon, was pretty solid, but I think the difference between Elden Ring and Horizon is just the general gameplay and the combinations that you can have on Elden Ring versus Horizon. Horizon seems more linear, where Elden Ring gives you multiple opportunities for various different types of builds. You can be a barbarian, some type of strong warrior, you can be a spellcaster, magician, sage, whatever you want to call it. You can be a samurai. There's just so many more different combinations that you can run with in Elden Ring that kind of just leaves Horizon Forbidden West in the mud, right? So some of these game developers work for other companies, right? And they want their game to be Game of the Year. However, Elden Ring is most likely going to win. From Software is just that much better in terms of the game, just like I mentioned before. And this one guy named Ahmed Salama, to my knowledge, he works on Ubisoft. He tweeted out the fact that Elden Ring, and he hashtagged it to try to get some traction, right? He said the fact that Elden Ring scored a 97 Metacritic is proof that reviewers don't give a flaming poop about game UX. My life is a lie. Now, the funny thing here is that he defines UX as general user experience being pretty much awful. Nothing about the thing feels intentional or play tested. Now, keep in mind, there are other developers out there that think the same exact thing as this guy. He just tweeted it out. And I mean, he is also the person that like works on Ubisoft, and he basically got dragged through the mud after this tweet. One of the tweets says Ubisoft, the UX in Elden Ring is bad. And then also Ubisoft. And I believe this is like Watch Dogs. I could be wrong. But basically, as you can see here, the map just seems cluttered. Seems like there's way too much going on here. And overall, this content is different than Elden Ring. You might be saying, oh, you know, Cryptix, you're kind of being hypocritical. Look at all the content in Watch Dogs. These are repetitive side quests to my knowledge, and there's only one true linear story here. So again, Elden Ring has just various sets of side quests that aren't repetitive, where, you know, this type of content is just lackluster and bland overall. So you can see here, it looks pretty cluttered. There's too much going on. And again, the user experience, if I were to look at this game and be new to Watch Dogs, it doesn't seem all that great. Another tweet goes, I found it, the Elden Ring with quote unquote good UX. And as you can see, they tried to meme the user experience on Ubisoft type of games, or even Electronic Arts types of games, where they clutter the actual screen where you're playing, the UI, that's user interface for those of you that don't know. And you can see there's just like a side quest to the left. You got your items, which is what Elden Ring does have, to the lower left-hand corner. Then you look in the middle, it's got all of your items and all of that. It just looks crazy. Like, that's taking up way too much of the screen. And then you got like text in the middle, it says A to jump, says push X to activate tarnished sense, I think that says. And then you got to the upper right-hand corner, the map, and then side quests to the right. So like, clearly they're trying to drag Ubisoft through the mud. But again, also other game developers have the same exact layout, like, you know, EA, for example, right? And I think another thing that's just like very like just not talked about in this narrative is that like EA also created Battlefield 2042, and 2042, like the layout, like the screen itself, the UI, isn't generally bad. It's the gameplay itself that is bad. It's like, you know, getting disconnected from servers. It's, you know, the microtransactions. It's the just general overall gameplay gets like laggy and you can't actually play the game whatsoever. In Elden Ring, none of those glitches really exist. I believe on the first couple of days there were some frame rate drops. I believe they are patching and have been patching like to optimize for PC players. That's the only true dent in the armor of Elden Ring, no pun intended there. I don't think there's really been any other missteps from a gameplay perspective, from connecting to other users' games, things like that. And yes, there is a multiplayer dynamic to Elden Ring, and I haven't really experienced any like bugs or glitches or disconnections and things of that nature. So not only is the screen layout for Elden Ring solid, and, you know, the map looks self-explanatory and it's not cluttered, but also the actual core gameplay itself, I'm not getting lagged out, I'm not getting disconnected from the server, I'm not, you know, just like having bugs or glitches happen within the game itself. Overall, just like pretty polished game, and the user experience for me has been amazing, especially since I'm on a PlayStation 5. If I was on a PC, I would tell you guys if I had lag spikes, which I've already mentioned before. So again, this guy got pretty much dragged through the mud here, and rightfully so, right? Because like if you're a developer and you represent a company that created a trash product, or even like a mediocre product that just doesn't like stand the test of time compared to a game like Elden Ring, you probably should just keep your mouth shut. Like, let's keep it a $1.50, right? Now, I do understand like the whole real life circumstances of some of these individuals. Like, if you're a game developer, you have a salary, right? And it might be a solid salary. You might not want to move to like a game developer like From Software. Maybe you're getting paid more than some of the devs at From Software, right? Maybe you're getting paid well at Ubisoft or EA or whatever it is, right? But if you create a product that's not that great and doesn't get as much sales as Elden Ring, numbers don't lie there, but on top of that, you should not be talking trash about a game that is graded higher than your very own. It's just bad PR overall for the company that you work at. It's also just like, you're just going to get destroyed online from other people that enjoy Elden Ring, but also like didn't enjoy the product that you created that they spent $70 on with a roadmap, with microtransactions, with bugs and glitches, riddled within your game that was created by either Ubisoft or EA or whatever the case may be, it just is not a good look overall. I mean, Bros is just salty that he was in a group project that didn't get as good of a grade as From Software's project. Let's just keep it a buck, right? That's pretty much where we're at. That's the most simplistic reason for this. And I think, like, overall game developers need to understand, like, if you want to collectively reach a goal and get Game of the Year, you need to be a game like either Elden Ring, or you need to create a game that's just like super enjoyable and has tons of content within it, and you shouldn't be charging $70 for it on top of that. Elden Ring doesn't have a roadmap, has all the content in the box, and you're able to play the game full through without having to generally worry about bugs or glitches, unless you had some lag spikes in the first couple of days on PC. So again, hope you all did enjoy this content. Hope you all did enjoy the video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, comment down below what you think about this circumstance. Do you think there's anything that you disagree with on or agree with me on? Definitely comment it down below. I'm Cryptix, gonna get back to Elden Ring very soon, and signing off.